Presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Hola, Michelle and Erik and all you guys that I love so much out there. Welcome back to another Hour of Enlightenment, and today it's all going to be about answering your questions. Thank you, Erik, and sharing some love. So, first of all, Michelle Gray at thehealing-art.com. Is there anything you'd like to announce about what's going on with you and what you do?
Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. I'm really enjoying right now. I've just been connecting with such amazing people with doing private readings and with the healing. And a lot of people from Atlantic Scalar, and that's what I'm working with too. So, that's pretty much what I'm doing. And, of course, we've got some really awesome guests coming up in November and December for our radio show, for this show. I'm having a great time, an absolute great time.
That is wonderful. So tell us about what you do healing-wise, because I don't know if everyone who's currently on the call now has a knowledge of that. And you have helped me until my husband interrupted. Remember that? Hey, I'm ordering
yes,
Indian right in the middle of the healing. I'm ordering Indian. You want anything? I was like, God, are you kidding me right now? Anyway, that's a whole other story. He got the doghouse for that. But tell us how you operate healing-wise, because we know you're a wonderful medium, obviously.
Thank you. So I'm an energy healer, and I'm very empathic and feel, see, hear energetically, very, very much so. And so with healing, and of course, and this would give some explanation why I call myself the Healing Heart, H-A-R-T, because I do it with artwork. So if somebody were to have a healing session with me, how it works is the first 20 minutes or so, that person, and of course they're in their location, wherever that is around the world, and they go into meditation, and I connect in with their subtle bodies, so the spiritual body, emotional body, mental body, physical body, with my guides and their guides, and we go into meditation, and what Spirit does during that period of time is starts to show me different areas, lights up different areas that needs healing, where there's blockages. Sometimes we straighten things out. Sometimes we wrap them in something that they need. Often they'll show me different areas that they need work. So if it's the sacral chakra or the solar plexus or the heart. And so we do some of that work. And while that goes on, Spirit will help me, like I will feel through my body where there's different areas that maybe they have pain in the physical body. And they show me where that pain is energetically connected to. So they'll show me if somebody has a shoulder issue, where did that start energetically? Where was that? Did that start in a past life and then was triggered by an event in this lifetime? And what can they do to heal it? And so what happens with the artwork portion of it is once that's completed, then I take all that information and Spirit guides me with, I do light language through symbols and through art. And so Spirit guides me to move the energy around through a diagram of the body. Everybody's looks different. No two people's looks the same. And we will move the energy around. I write down messages, anything else that comes through. And then for the last half an hour, we get together on Zoom or by phone call, and we discuss everything that Spirit brought forward. And sometimes loved ones pop in, like, you never know what's going to happen during it. But it's I've had a lot of awesome success stories, and I really enjoy doing it because it's very fulfilling.
Well, maybe I'm wondering if this is something that we can do a demo on YouTube. I don't know. Think about that. You don't have to answer now, but we can talk about that because that'd be cool to see the whole process from beginning to end on me, or maybe somebody. Maybe a free giveaway on the next Channeling Earth Live could be that, and then
I would love that.
But they would have to be agreeable, to be a part of it. They could be audio only, if no video. It doesn't make any difference. But that would be interesting. So, guys, Atlantic Scalar Energy oh my God, I get so many testimonials about how well it works, especially now recently. All right, for you guys who have had portal work a long time ago, we have added so much. I mean, no more plasma TVs, okay? We are now 4K, HD. It's like, it's a whole new rendition. So if you've had the portal work before, then I really, within, if it's been longer than 6 months, then get the tune up. It's just almost half of the price of the original one, but it includes so much more. Not only does it include all this stuff that's already been done, but it also revokes curses, revokes vows that work against you. It reattaches soul fragments, clears out old karma, releases trapped emotion, although the healers can also do that, probably better. But anyway, whatever we can do, we do. And cutting ancestral DNA. So we've added, and also masculine and feminine balance. So we've added all that to the 2.0. So I really recommend that people get it once every 6 to 12 months. I mean, it's like a dentist, right? So when you look at that, it's under the maintenance or tune-ups to maintenance category. I can't remember. Anyway, you want to, Erik, how are you doing, my love?
He's already saying hi to you. He says, hi, Mom. He says, hi, everybody. And it was interesting because this week there was no one that was really working out for, to do a guest spot. And Erik said, that's because, he says, I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to connect. And I said, and share love, because he kept giving me love. And I said, what's that all about? And he says, why not? He says, why not give love? Give love to everyone that I love. And he's just very happy to have everyone here. And he just says, tonight is an opportunity for us to talk, to be together, to answer some questions, to have some time to put all of our energy together. And, it's really interesting because before we get together on these shows, Erik has me sit with him and focus and connect to everyone's heart. And it's just like he shows me a line that goes around and just playing connect the dots to connect everybody. And that makes it so powerful. It's always so powerful. And I'm sure everybody can understand, because what Erik says is, when we all have an intention to heal, when we all have an intention to understand, to be together for the sake of love, and we all have something in common. We love Erik and we love Elisa. We love channeling Erik. We love our community. And he says that's very powerful. So there's something very special about the energy when we tune in together like this. So each one of you take a nice deep breath and breathe it in, because there is so much love being said to you tonight.
Oh, that's beautiful. Hey, Michelle, we need to get on the road, too. It'll be fun. You guys put in the comment section if you guys want to be on the road. And we talked about that a while ago, but I think it'd be cool to combine Atlanta Scalar peeps with Channeling Erik peeps and, get on the road. We were talking about going to Ivo's place in Huntsville. Veronica was, but maybe have an event where you're there too, and we have that whole panel medium panel. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. So I'm
it's coming, Erik said. It's coming. Yeah,
right. So I think the next place that we should go to is Turks and Caicos. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Or Jamaica, Bahamas, whatever. Who am I kidding? All right, so I go camping. That's my favorite thing to do. So whatever, you guys know that.
Glamping. I love glamping.
Glamping.
That's what I call it.
Yes. I know you had your little glamping
I'm
thing.
like you.
Yeah,
I'm the RVer. I'm just like you. I love it. Yes.
Right. I love it. Okay, we are going to take our calls now. We'll start out with the 920 area code. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, Elisa. It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. What's up?
Well, hi to you, Michelle, also, and to
Erik.
Hi,
Michelle.
And
Erik says hi.
Ask him if he was the one that set up the light on my husband's car the other night and freaked me out at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh, Jesus.
I was asking
that's a great thing, undoubtedly. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so I was telling my husband, and he thought I was nuts, and I'm like, nope, I know it was him. I just know it was.
Yeah.
So thank you for validating that. Secondly, I wanted to mention the fact that Elisa has done a scalar energy on my son Mitchell, and my son Mitchell was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and so I just wanted to tell everybody out there how grateful I am to both of them, because I never thought I'd see the day that I'd ever see my son back, but he is completely back. He's in school. He's doing straight A's.
Really?
He looked fantastic even today. Yeah, I mean, Elisa, I'm not kidding you. It's to me, it's an utter miracle. It really is. I can't describe it any other way.
That's amazing.
But anyway, so I just wanted to let everybody know that this is real. It's the real deal. I just want you to know that it meant the world to me. So
that really makes me feel so good, because I got over a little hurdle here recently. So these kind of things make me feel
I know you did.
So healing. All right, so tell me, how's your deal with your friend going?
It's not. There is zero zippo, nothing happening, and I'm just heartbroken, and I can't help but obsess over it, and I'm trying not to, but it's on my mind all the time, and I don't know how to move forward,
Well, give Michelle a little background in case she's forgotten.
Yes. Well, my best friend and I are estranged right now, and I don't really know why she left in the first place. I mean, I'm assuming that it has to do something with my whole situation with my son, because it was quite traumatic and turbulent through my whole entire family. So she may have just disconnected because of that, but she's also, taken a different road than I did, and I just don't know if we're going to be back together, or if I should just try to sever that cord and move on.
Erik, what Erik is saying is, he says, of course there's two sides. There's always two sides, and she had difficulty having empathy with what you were going through. I don't know what else was going on in her life, because there's he's putting a circle around her, like she had some other stuff going on herself, or her own focus. Erik says that can make it challenging. He says, and part of it, he says, by design, was to allow you to be able to step away to do what you did with Mitchell, to do some of this work and kind of be away from that. Now, he says, here's the thing. What you feel is because the two of you do have a soulmate connection. You do. And he says, and often having soulmate connections through any relationship, friendship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. He says that connection lingers, and it's hard to get that connection out of your mind. And so he says, what if you didn't have to feel like it was over, in the sense that he says, don't focus at it as a loss. Think of it as time apart right now, because he says there's a lot of growth that's happening on both sides. And he's pointing to her as something that she needs to go through. And he says to be better, to be for you. Now, he says it's always free will. When two people come back together in relationships, it's always free will. And he says, so there's no guarantees, but he says when people grow and they take the opportunities to grow, they come back together stronger. And so there's a hurdle that she's stepping through, and I don't feel that she's quite really gone through that yet.
Okay, so Ranuk and I and Professor Erik just did something that's very interesting that's related to this, about balancing karma and how we go through these karmic phases in relationships and how to balance those eventually, et cetera. And I think it's going to be really helpful for you. I just did it today, so it's probably going to be out in the next couple of days on the, I think on CE. Yeah. But anyway, watch that, because I think it will help you guys, all of you guys, actually. It helps me a lot.
Erik says that it's jam-packed with good stuff. Like, it's got a lot of helpful information in there.
Now you're just bragging, Erik. But it's true. Very helpful for those of us who struggle with any kind of relationship, with relationship with our child, relationship with our spouse, our partner, relationship with friends, coworkers, etc. You know, we go through these karmic phases. You know, it's all love and butterflies and Skittles, and then all of a sudden karmic phase, and then love, butterflies and Skittles, and then karmic phase. And then, but he gives so many great tips on how to balance the karma so you don't freaking waste a lifetime in chaos and toxicity. So it's really important.
Well, I went through a dark night of the soul. I'm just wondering if she's going through the same thing right now or will be.
Yeah. And that's what he's getting at, because he says that, you know, if you think about it energetically, he says that what happens is when you're going through these different stages and cycles, he says you start to, because we vibrate together at times and then we start to repel. And it's dependent on where we are frequency, like where our frequency is. So he says that if we were to look at it in that way, as you went through Dark Night of the Soul, he says that's in a state of growth. He goes, we don't think of it that way, but that's what it is. And so your consciousness is expanding. And so now she is following you. And he says, so part of the karma in the relationship has to do with helping each other grow. And so these stages, he says, honor the stage and honor the grief in yourself. And but understand that it's very important for the two of you to be able to go through this alone, just as much as it is
and you,
together.
This coming up YouTube is going to be really, it's going to ring true. I think it was really made for you. All right, Michelle, stay on the line because I'm going to hang you up to take the next call, but I want you to still listen. Okay. So, but Erik, you know, we did the weight optimization kind of recently, so it's not been enough time, but I'm wondering if she needs the tune-up with trapped emotions, the soul fragment, all the stuff I mentioned earlier, if that would help the weight optimization thing to work better.
Yes, it will, but he also says that he says to watch that video because he says a lot of the help with the weight comes with awareness because it's emotional.
Oh,
the weight is emotional.
All right. So also, you know, well, the tune-up may help, but then there's also the possibility of a healer like Michelle or Courtney or Veronica to free up those trapped emotions, et cetera. So I don't know. We'll see. Call back Michelle and let us know how it goes with your friend. All right, so now we got the 205 area code. Hi there, how you doing? Hello, are you there? 205 area code.
Oh.
Can you hear? Okay, we'll come back to you later. Don't worry, we're not going to abandon you. Elkari, how about the 845 area code? Hi, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Good. Who are you speaking with, and where are you from?
Lucy, and I live in upstate New York.
Okay, you've called in before.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi, sweetie. What's up? What you got for us?
How are you? No, just listening. Very. How the program works? Like, I can ask a question.
Yes.
Or you can give me whatever you say.
Well, whatever. You can ask what information you need to hear from Erik, or you can talk to a loved one.
Okay, from Erik.
Anything. What's your life purpose? Whatever.
Okay, I would like to hear about from Erik about my side of finances, please. What he says, what the future entails, whatever he wants to tell me, I'm open. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Wait, where are you calling from?
He says hi to you, Lucy.
Hi, Erik.
Oh, yeah, you said. I forgot.
So, Lucy, what he's saying to you is when it comes in regards to your finances, and I don't know, are you making a purchase or are you doing something new with your finances? Because he says to be careful with who you're investing or how you're directing your finances.
Okay. No, I'm not buying anything. I just, I'm not buying. I'm just thinking about, I got laid off. My laid off March, and on September.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it's okay. Then I sold my home. I downsized.
Okay.
And that's it so far. And then now I'm just testing, looking what's next for me.
He says that it's going to be a little while before things start to turn a corner. And what he's saying is just to be cautious with your finances. He says,
"Oh, let
not
anybody
in
read
fear."
you off? Is that it? Don't
well,
let anybody read you off?
Hang on a second, because he's saying be careful of people that are deceptive with wanting to use your money. So this may be something that you've not come across yet. So he's just saying, like, keep a heads up, keep your eyes open. If somebody wants you to do something that is quick or invest your money in some way, he's saying to be very careful with that.
Well, Erik, can you help her?
Always.
Yeah, just call upon Erik to help.
Keep your eyes and ears open, because if something doesn't feel right, it's because it's not right.
What about scalar work? Would that bring in abundance for her, or could it?
Oh, of course, he says yes. Yes, yeah. That would help.
A lot of people have gotten amazing financial abundance. Not everybody, obviously, I guess. I don't know, but so far, the AtlantaScalar.com. You should go to the energy repair, protection, and enhancement. It seems to really clean up the energy to a point where abundance flows in of any sort. It's not just abundance of wealth, because that's, that's important, right? But there's abundance of health, abundance of calm, abundance of wealth, obviously, abundance of love, abundance of self-love, abundance of all sorts. The abundance is pretty important. So,
Erik, but you're bringing in abundance of good luck. He says it's good fortune, but he says sometimes what happens is you can go through experiences that are drawing in the opposite energy. So he says that's why it's important to pay attention to this, because it's like whatever is coming up is something that's in your vibration. And he says, and by paying attention to it and moving past it, you'll start to bring in some more good luck and good fortune for yourself.
Good. Beware your thoughts, people.
Okay.
Thank you, Lucy, for calling, but stay on the line because I'm still talking about your case. So you guys be careful about your thoughts. Think not that, well, when am I going to get luck, or when am I going to get some money? Think about you already have it. Feel it. Feel like you just won the lotto. I have abundance, not I want abundance, because the universe is going to interpret that so literally. Be careful of your thoughts. Negative thoughts are going to put you into a negative space. All right, let's try the 205 area code and see if we got this person back. Hello, how are you? Are you there? Hello, 205.
Maybe they're on mute.
You hear me? If you're on mute, unmute. Oh, maybe she just wants to listen. He or she just wants to listen. All right, 727 area code. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you? Are you doing readings?
Well, yes. Ask any question you want. Okay. What is your first name and where are you calling from?
My name's Lisa. I'm calling from New Mexico.
Okay. Hi, Lisa from New Mexico. What question do you have for Erik or a deceased loved one or whoever you wish?
Okay. So, this is my question. So I've been having some problems with somebody giving me, like a hassle. And today they told somebody that they were going to stop. Do you think that's real, or do you think they're just like, bluffing? Because this has been going on for like over a month. And I'm not sure I believe them or not.
Okay, Lisa, Erik says hi to you. And he's winking at you too, Lisa. So
he
must be pretty good looking because he's giving you a little wink.
Thank you, Erik.
Big flirt.
He actually says this person is actually taking steps to take responsibility or have some acceptance. of what it is that they've done, but he emphasizes taking steps. Taking steps.
I'm not
so.
Yeah. Okay, no, continue. I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah. So he says, so what he means by that is it's going to take them a little bit. So their intention is to stop. And there's something in their vibration that is like a, whatever, I don't know if somebody has spoken to them or there's been some kind of realization, but there's a sense of like almost being sickened by their own behavior.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So well, that's good.
Like taking steps.
Unfortunately, it's baby steps. All right, is there anything that she can do specifically from her side?
He said energetically, he goes that, and that is the best course of action, is energetically just blocking them out. Like he says, put a fence around them energetically and just keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
In other words,
there was one of them.
The ball was
more
in their
than
court.
one. There's two of them.
Oh.
And one of them started all this and then egged the other one on. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of ganged up on me, and then they were trying to bring a whole bunch of people into it, but it kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
So are both of them having things hard, or just one?
No, it's both of them. Can you tell us
the first name? Wait, can you tell us the first names of both of them or not? It's okay if you can't.
Yeah, I can. One is called Jess, and the other is called Joanne.
Okay.
I feel like I'm telling on them to the kindergarten teacher.
Oh, they're not going to listen to this.
It's a joke.
Okay. Combined, they're called Jackass. Go ahead.
Erik just said the guilt is contagious because he says it's Jess that is more of the I don't know if vindictive is the right word for it because he's like an instigator. But there's guilt with both of them. Jess, there's a heavier energy on Jess. But what Erik says is somebody has spoken to them. Somebody's brought the behavior forward as like, cut it out. Like that's not good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because it's being called out. Erik also says there's some guilt partially because of something that's occurring in their own life, and they haven't really connected it to it being on their behavior. He's like they're not at a place where they connect those dots yet, but they will. They will.
Is there real quick, and then we'll go to the next caller. Is this something were they in a past life together and had some drama that's now being triggered in this life?
Yeah, he says that this is it is, and it had to do with money and royalty.
Wow.
Oh, you did a past life regression. That'd be so cool. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I must have done something really bad to her.
Well, opposite. It's the opposite. But it might be really what you need to look into that.
I'll tell you real quick what Erik just gave me the visual of is like a bunch of what are they, Erik? Like a ladies in waiting. Like ladies in waiting, and he says gossip. Gossip.
Yeah, they're gossiping about me every day.
Okay, well, I think it would really be healing for you to get past life regression or QHT, or whatever you call it. Michelle, is there anybody you recommend for that?
I don't do it, but I've got connections of others that do past life regression.
Okay, so Michelle, why don't you just email me at emedhus@gmail.com, and I'll forward this to that request to Michelle because I don't.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks,
right,
Lisa.
Later. Oh, maybe she was queen. She was a queen or some big bee, queen bee.
He has the money then. She has the money.
914 area code. Hi there. How you doing?
Hi, great, thank you. How are you?
We're great. So,
Hi.
what is your first name and where are you calling from?
My name is Catherine. I'm calling from New York.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi. My question today is, I have 2 job interviews tomorrow. I was wondering, do you getting either position or both?
2 job interviews.
Do you need the names of the companies, Michelle, or not?
I was just going to say, do you want an initial?
No. No, what Erik says, first of all, is he says, take a deep breath, don't worry. He says that you're gonna get one of he also says you may, and now he's not putting it for sure on both of them, but you may get 2 offers. But he says one is definitely going to be for you. One is definitely going to be very pulled in your direction. But he said really, really important is he says you got everything you need for it. He says don't worry, because don't even entertain the worry. He goes, see yourself in the position that you would like the most, because he says that worry that's around you, he says, is like it's like a little bit of crackling in your energy field. And he goes, you don't need it. You don't need to worry.
Yeah, don't. Just know that you already have the best job coming. Or you already feel like you already have it. You're already there.
Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations. Call us back. I can't wait to find out.
Yes. Congratulations on your new job.
Yeah.
Blessings to all of you. Thanks.
Your blessings to you.
You're welcome,
too.
Catherine.
Oh, goodness. She has such a sweet voice. I love that.
She does.
So,
She sure does.
I got an old lady voice, but that's okay. My little whippersnappers. Okay.
Thank you.
650 area code. Hi there. How you doing? 575.
Hi, this is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Am I on? Hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
Where are you calling from?
Great. I have I'm calling from Los Altos, California. And thank you. And I have a quick question. This is really fast. I have lost my single car key, meaning it's not on a keychain, and I have racked my brains for it. I have ripped my house apart, ripped my car apart, can't find it, and maybe I dropped it. I'm hoping Erik can tell me where it is.
Well, somehow bring it back.
Oh, what? Is this my Nancy?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Nancy, is this the Nancy that sees me? Is this my Nancy?
Yes. Yes. You probably recognize my voice.
I thought I recognized that lovely voice.
How funny. Yes, this is me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see what Erik showed me here.
It's a $350 replacement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's why I'm
Check
calling.
inside.
I don't want to go
Okay, so what he's showing is it's inside something like a pocket, like the inside, it could be like a pocket of your purse or slipped in between something in your purse. Your purse is what he drew me to right at first. But it could also be the inside of a pocket. Look for it in between material because it's dark material around it.
Okay.
It's dark material.
All right.
He's saying you have it. He says you have it.
Okay,
so keep
good.
looking.
I didn't drop it.
No, it'll be around somewhere.
Let us know what happened.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I know other people have very important questions, so I'll let you go. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Nancy.
So I remember when the negative entities, when I was really battling them, took my glasses and made them disappear. They were right on my desk, right? And I said, please, Divine Team, please. They're so progressive lenses, really. I need them back. And so please bring them back. And can you go and get them in that other dimension, wherever they are, where all these unmated socks are, probably also in that same dimension. So anyway, all of a sudden I looked in my laundry basket in the hamper, and there they were, all alone. And I definitely did not put them there. It's so cool. So ask for help, guys. You can always ask for help. Okay, 317 area code. Hi there, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Lisa.
Hi. Hey,
Lisa.
Yes.
Hey, how are y'all? It's Mary in Tampa again. I'm just listening in, like always. I just like to be with everybody during the live. Nothing particular, I guess, on my mind, but I certainly would love to hear any messages that Erik or anyone has to share.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Since you called on me.
Okie dokie, Erik, what have we got for Mary? And he says, hi, Mary.
Hi,
Mary.
Oh.
Big smiles for you.
Oh, that's great.
You know, it's interesting because he says, yes, big smiles for Mary, because he says that you are among a very good period right now for things going very well. He says, pat yourself on the back. He keeps saying achievement. So did you just accomplish something, or are you trying to do something right now?
No, I've just been focused on healing trauma, my own trauma, for the past couple of years.
There's your achievement.
Yeah,
because he says that he's talking about growth, but he says pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a big pat on the back. And he says, and while you're at it, how about an extra hug?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, but yeah.
No,
gotta learn that.
Steps that she could take? Anything else she can do? Practical advice?
Mary, he's suggesting that you write.
Okay. I do journal almost every day.
Yes. Okay. Do you find that because he's saying that there's angelic beings that are around you wanting to come through you. And he's suggesting that you connect, ask questions, open up that conversation of, does anyone have a message for me? And he says even further, he says if you want to get a bit more detailed, ask them a question, and it's Archangel Ariel that's there with you.
Well, I know there's
also
Guardian
there's
Angel
a
Ariel?
Josephine. Yes, Ariel. There's a Josephine as well that's with you. He says that they're part of your soul, part of your lineage. And he said that if you ask them questions, use something that is directive, meaning, can you tell me about? And he says the more value there is to the question you ask, the more detail you will get out of the answer. And that has part to do with the healing process, because he says that the more healing that you do, the clearer your communication is going to be, because he talks about right now being very prosperous for communication.
That's
awesome. Okay. I don't have prosperous in the money side, but
well, maybe. What did you get? Portal work at all?
Yes. I got the energy repair for my household.
When was that?
It was completed. It was completed August 26th. So we're about a little bit over 8 weeks.
Okay, well, it's a little early, but now we added so many other things that in 6 months from that point, you might want to consider the tune-up, because it adds all that extra stuff. All right, so that's good. You got angelic beings.
Add something.
Elisa, I was wondering.
Sorry, Erik is adding something else, and he wants to get this across to you. He says that this is part of it right here. He says, connecting with your angels and opening up communication, he says that is connected to abundance, because when you open up a space in the heart, which is ready to open, when you start to open that communication, your abundance, money, whatever is connected that is able to come in, because it's often connected to the heart space that comes from healing work. He says that will bring it in. He says this is connected to your scalar work.
Interesting. Okay.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, because I had the 4 curses, that I had to work through. The battle of poverty.
The most. Yeah. All right, good.
Well, Clorinda has 5.
God, yeah, there's only
and I had 4.
One that had 5 and one that had 4, and nobody's had more than 2 except for you guys.
Wow. Right. And one of mine was an ancestral, like on the family, and I think I've taken care of that.
Good.
So, So I was,
that's achievement. That's it right there, because you watch things are going to open right up now. You're ready for it.
Oh, awesome. All right, well, thanks for calling.
Elisa, you might want to, I was wondering, since I used the split payment option to split it.
Right.
I was wondering, if maybe, the energy, it's an energy exchange thing, the money for the work. I was wondering maybe it kind of takes a little bit longer or prolongs it, until all of my payments have been made.
No, I can't imagine. Well, I mean, I can add something in the script to hopefully not let that happen. But, when you mention it, the people who have gotten free stuff tend to be more inclined to be in the 10%. I mean, the 2% failure.
Erik says that doesn't matter.
Is that true?
No, Erik says it doesn't matter about the money.
Okay.
He says what matters, Mary, is he says if you're thinking that though, that will create like a little he's like a little bit of dust in the energy. So he says, but no, that has no effect at all. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay. It's not my intention. My intention, and I send, when I did your energy work, now that I remember, I send you so much love and my intent of getting you healed and well. So that's the main thing. Anyway,
thank you
because
so much.
It's not about money. He goes, that's the point. It's an energy exchange, and that's the way my mom intends it. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. And I just wondered. Okay. Well, I think it's really working.
So you're not alone.
Yeah. I think it's really, really, made a lot of changes in my partner too. So, and I think I shared that with you. So, all right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We got somebody from the 845 area code. Hi there. How you doing?
Hello?
Hi, are you there?
Yes, how are you?
Good. Go ahead.
My name is Maria. I call from New York. I want to know, I was dreaming last night, the color beautiful green cucumber. You know what does that mean?
Say that again, the color green? What does it mean?
Green cucumber.
Green cucumber?
Yes.
What does green cucumbers mean, Erik, to her? What is that symbol?
What do green cucumbers mean to her?
Yes.
It's anything. It's anything.
Tell you what he's saying is he says it means have patience.
Patience?
Patience. Patience. Mhm. He also says having patience with yourself.
That's good. You see me, I'm going to go in Italy, I'm going to go overseas before Christmas.
Say that again?
You see, I'm going to travel before Christmas overseas.
So are you asking if you should go overseas in Christmas?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Say that again?
Should she go overseas around Christmas?
Right.
Will she go? Will you go overseas at Christmas?
Yeah, or should she? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, should you go overseas? Okay, hang on.
Okay, thank you very, very much. God bless.
Erik said that if you choose to go overseas over Christmas, you'll have the opportunity.
Good. Go for it, man.
Mhm.
That's good.
That's good. You deserve a break. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Take care, Maria.
Bye-bye, Maria. Okay, got somebody from the 732 area code.
Yes, hi. My name is Melissa from New Jersey.
Hi, Melissa from New Jersey. What's up?
Yes, I was calling to see what can be done about my husband. He is extremely negative, angry.
About my own girl, I do every day.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I now took in my father-in-law, who's 92 and can't do anything for himself, so now I'm taking care of him. Well, now having him in the house is making things very difficult. He always had anger problems, and now instead of our 10-year-old, he's very...
Wait, who? Your father?
It's
or your
my
husband?
Father-in-law.
I mean, your father-in-law has
husband,
anger issues, or your husband has anger issues?
Husband does.
Okay, got it.
And I have a young child at home, and all the yelling and feeling like his father was such a terrible parent. His parents were terrible to him, that having now to take care of him is making the house very difficult. And I don't want him to keep showing my son that that's how to handle anger and being angry and being, saying these terrible words and cursing. And I mean, we've had a terrible time in our marriage before, very abusive, physically, mentally, verbally, but he's gotten over the physical part, and I thought we were doing good, and now this is just another challenge that is hitting us. And I still love his Dr. Jekyll side, but
the problems with his father is probably what caused the physical abuse towards you and the emotional abuse towards you. The father is.
He does blame his parents for not being good parents as to why he was so mean to me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had a very difficult childhood, beaten, broken bones, that kind of thing. 3 of us went homeless to get away from it. But the only way I got over it was I said, what value did I get out of that? And I found it. I learned how to be assertive and nurturing and compassionate. So then I was able to say, okay, this was a soul contract. They did me a favor. They taught me these beautiful lessons. And now I can say thank you and let it go. And obviously he's not there yet. So, Erik, what do we do?
Well, so as you guys have been talking, Erik is showing me a couple things. And first of all, what he's saying is, so your husband's behaviors, it comes from grief. So it's a lot of projected grief, and Erik says frustration.
Yeah, loss of a childhood
from childhood, yeah. and having his father there is like a trigger point. So it takes everything that has stayed inside and reopened it, is what Erik says. Now, he says the one thing that he wants to bring to you is, he says, although it takes you a great deal of courage to walk through this period of time, he says this is time for you to be really honest with yourself and what's best for you and what's best for your child. He says he's showing me the commitment and saying that, a commitment is like a piece of paper, but the commitment to yourself is more important. He's really making an emphasis and saying to really look at yourself, to really look at what's important to you, because changing your husband is not something that you can do. And he has a tendency to, he says, like, wind up pretty easily.
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm. And what Erik
says, scalar work or anything won't help him, because he's a pretty good father when he can keep his emotions in check.
He says scalar work will always help.
Yeah. I've seen it help in situations like this. I really have seen it help in situations like this.
Yes. Yeah. Because what Erik says is, he says it's not that this is impossible, but he says it's going to take a lot of courage, and he says that it's going to take a lot of work to get through this. And he said to me,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He just said, I don't want to sugarcoat it.
Yeah. I wish, and I know that's probably not the case, that your husband was more open to things like this. But if you just watch, and I don't know, you won't, but I'm going to put it out there, the YouTube, or just read the book, The Little Soul in the Sun by Neil Donald Walsh, the guy who wrote Conversations with God. It's that children's book.
I saw that, yeah.
And if you look up in YouTube, the little soul in the sun, and then narration or something like that. I don't know. It'll narrate it for you. It's kind of silly sounding because it's for children, but oh my God, it explains everything. And then I learned from that my father and I and my mother and I on the shit that they levied into my life. We agreed to it. We agreed to it, and I should be grateful for it. They're relationship villains that actually sacrificed their reputation to teach us very valuable lessons. And I think the upcoming thing with Renuka that I talked about karma and balancing in relationships might also help you too. But anyway, I don't know. What do I know? Eric, you tell me.
So going through all of this is just part of my contract and I should just deal with it?
Well, Erik says, well, yes and no. He said, because here's the thing. This is where your free will is a big part of your steps here. He goes, there's no part of your contract that says that you have to stay in a relationship that is not good for you. He goes, what's the lesson here?
Yeah.
That's right. Because he says that what you're learning here is how to invoke courage in yourself to go one way or the other, which he says is, we can't tell you that. We can only advise you.
Right. Oh, my God.
This is going to be very difficult to work through.
There's an echo here. But, yeah, I think the scalar work, and then if for some reason he would be willing to watch, or you watch this Little Soul in the Sun and watch Renuka's video coming up, I think those are the 3 starting steps. And then you and I can talk to each other, right? Elisa, emedwho's at gmail.com. Just keep me posted. I want to help you.
You get so many emails, so I don't want to be a burden.
No, I know, but this is what I do it for, okay?
I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being there for all these souls.
We love you.
Oh, my God, you are a love warrior, I swear to God. You probably are an earth angel, given what you go through.
Yeah.
And what you put on your...
It's hard work, and you're not alone. You're not alone.
No. We got your back, girl.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
You bet.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Wow. I know that is a woman who has courage. She's going to get through this.
A lot of courage.
This is also probably a lesson in empowerment, self-empowerment for her.
It is.
Standing up for herself.
It
is. Yeah, good. And standing up for her child, too. All right, 213, Erica, right. What's up?
Hi, my name is Lisa from Los Angeles.
Wow, so many Lisas. Hi, Lisa from L.A.
Yeah, hi, Lisa.
Hi.
What's up, girl?
I've been trying to... Oh, hi, guys. Nice talking to you. I am trying to resolve my hypertension, and I'm African American. And I think it has something to do with the rigidity of my arteries or something. But I'm just wondering from Erik's perspective, because I've been trying everything, meditation and other things. From Erik's perspective, what is the cause of it or how I can help it?
It's very common in African Americans to have a different kind of hypertension. Like when I have operated on African Americans, their blood vessels go into vasospasm if any of them are cut. It's a different vasculature. It really is. And their whole renin-angiotensin system is different. But Erik, how can we help her?
Well, he's just showing me, so energetically, he's showing me what it's connected to, and he says that it's actually loneliness. He says it's a sense of separation from your higher self to your human self, to your heart. And so he says meditation is helpful, yes. He said, but furthermore would be to go in and explore, he says, where that loneliness is coming from. Like, did you have something change in relationship? Because he's just showing like that you're very on your own.
Well, I've always felt like I was on my own, although I have a really large family. But,
are you maybe she's an earth angel or a starseed? Is that why she feels kind of like? Do you not feel like you belong sometimes?
For sure. And you had told me I was one, and my angel, somebody is Ariel.
Oh yeah.
She's around tonight.
Oh my God. So you are an earth angel, and that's why you feel like you don't belong and you feel lonely.
Yeah.
So that could be so. Ariel, for the love of freaking God, help her. What can we do? Would the the relief from hypertension scalar service work? Or it should.
Actually, that would help
on her.
That would help, because what it is it's life force energy. So Erik's just saying what that means is it's like circulation. And when we put that into spiritual terms with loneliness, that's circulation of like the breath, like from the crown to the floor, to the root. Erik says to practice breathing exercises where you're breathing in the connection of your higher self right into your body, grounding yourself right into the ground. He says anything to look up anything that has to do with life force energy and breath work. And he's talking about, because this is connection into your higher self. He says this is your soul that's knocking at the door and saying, hey, let me in. I want in a little closer. I want to let you know you're not alone. Knock, knock, knock.
So
by doing this,
invite your higher self in. Right? Just imagine it getting into your body. Do you think that reconnecting soul fragments and stuff like that we do with the energy repair, protection, and enhancement would help her? And what's the cheapest and quickest way for her to deal with her high blood pressure? That's all I want to know. What is it?
Well, scalar work would be the quickest way.
All right, you got it. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good evening.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
So a healer? What about a healer? Could that be quicker and cheaper?
Well, the healing work would work too. The thing is that she's still going to have to do the, like Erik says, it's the intention and the work of connecting with her higher self, because it's a two-part thing, right? She'll have like a little. He gives these examples, and I'll say it really quick. He says it's like this. You do it on your own. It's like you have a vehicle. And when you do it on your own, you're putting regular gas in. But when you do the scalar work, you're using high-test gas. So it's running a little faster. It's running a little smoother. So he says it's going to get there both ways.
So I'm going to add to the script to put the higher self into, to open up the energy to the higher self of the this person I work on. All right, I'm going to do that. Cool. All right, you guys.
That'd be great.
Oh, I love these question and answer things. I really do.
Yeah, this is fun. This is great connecting with everybody.
Almost everyone. But anyway, you guys stay tuned for next time. And Michelle and I, we're going to talk about being on the road. And we're going to do maybe a Zoom session so that Michelle can show her art, her gift off. And I love you guys. I love you, Erik. I love you, Michelle. TheHealing.
We love you too.
Art.com. I love you guys.
Love you, everybody. Erik loves you. Love you, Mom.
I love you more. Bye, sweetie.
Bye.